Hey everyone, it's Christina with the City of Elmira, and today I'm going to be taking you inside of formerly known as Booth Elementary so you can hear all about the plans and the future for what this soon-to-be affordable housing is going to look like.
So the project has three phases. The first phase will have 20 apartments, and it'll be all on this wing of the school, so up and down. So we'll be starting end of June, early July on that phase, and it'll be a year phase to get 20 apartments done. And then there's two more phases. One of them is down this corridor, both up and down, and then the last one takes in two hallways, because there's only one story in that section. Each one of those has roughly 20 apartments, and the second two phases will be about 6 months each. So 2 years from the beginning of this summer, we'll have everything completed and leased up.
Yeah, both of us were born and raised in Elmira, went through the Elmira City School system. He was employed by Elmira City School District for almost 20 years, and my sister actually went to this school as an elementary school for a year or two, but it was such an attractive project for us because the school district and the state did such a good job maintaining the structure since the 50s when they opened it, and the classrooms lend themselves really nicely to apartment shells already. So you have this massive structure in downtown Elmira, close to Lecom. So it's an area where we already have a little bit of real estate that we saw the need for more affordable, clean housing in the area.
Awesome. Yeah, we started, so we each had our own portfolios, and then we started buying some stuff together a couple years ago, and we realized, so we've got quite a few properties on Columbia Street, and we realized that if we were going to do, if we were going to put the time and energy into that area, we needed to try to be more comprehensive. And so this project, it can be a hub for that. Charlie Hunter, that owns Rye, has done a really nice job in trying to spruce up that area. So it's good. We're hopeful that we can connect this area to the good work that's been done in downtown and kind of have a little bit more comprehensive scope rather than just little blocks of stuff that's been done. So there are some, there's maybe, what do we got, Drew, five to seven 2-bedrooms? So there are some 2-bedroom apartments. This will be a 2-bedroom apartment. 2 bedrooms back there. Where we're standing will be kitchen and living space, and then you'll have a bathroom on that side. But you can see some of these spaces are really big. So our hope too is we want to maintain as much of the character of the building as we can. So the easy place to do that were the corridors and also the gymnasium. So what you'll see in the corridors will be fairly representative of what it'll be when we're done. And then obviously, the apartments will, look totally different. So we think we fill a niche that is needed in Elmira. Developers in the last 5 years have done a nice job of having some new builds that are at that higher end market point, price point. And then obviously Elmira has also done a good job of having, new builds for low income housing. We want to fill that niche of that $700 to $900 apartment that is well taken care of, nicely renovated, that sort of thing. But we've done a lot of research based off of our own places we have right now, and that tends to be the area that the most need is. Yes, it's nice to have $1,600 apartments, but we don't have that demand in our area to fill 60 of those. Yes, and we're tailoring it towards younger individuals, younger couples, that sort of thing. I mean, this building, it can hold a lot of people, but at the same time, the spaces aren't designed to have full families in here and that sort of thing. The space becomes super tight. So we feel that there's that need for, younger professionals to have affordable housing. If you look at LECOM, a lot of the students that are there, they're residents, but they're still, at a salary level where they're shopping for housing that meets their needs. So hopefully that niche we can fill and take care of it. So this would be an example. This apartment is taped out to what a layout would be. Where you're standing, this would be a little bit of an entryway, and this would be the wall to end the apartment. And then you see you've got a bedroom over there, there's a closet behind it. To your right is the bathroom layout, and then where you're standing is kitchen and common space, living space. Yep.
Very cool. So in terms of when it comes to all these windows and everything, are you planning on keeping these kind of things in here, or are you going to be doing complete redesign? What is that going to be?
No, and we'll show you a couple of the mock-ups that we have, but the windows will remain where they are. Obviously all the bookcases and shelving and that sort of thing comes out. And in our designs, there's a few places where we will leave some chalkboards, some of those elements that still make it look like a school. We've been through the CFA project in Corning a couple times where they converted a high school into apartments. So we've borrowed a whole bunch of ideas from there. Same thing in Watkins Glen. And it's just neat to, you've got a brand new apartment, but it's got some elements of, the school building as well.
Very cool. Very cool. Now, and also in terms of playground outside, are you going to be eliminating that?
Yeah, but so we have a pretty good plan now to be able to have every apartment access some outdoor space. So this is an example of some outdoor space that would be accessible for the half dozen apartments that are on this wing. So they would be able to have a little courtyard patio type area. And then we'll show you on the inside of the building for the lower level how that can be accessible, and then also upstairs as well.
Secure outdoor space. I think
Yes.
one thing that makes a lot of people nervous with this project is the neighborhood. So that was the other piece of this project that was so enticing for Andy and I, is that being a school, it's a very secure structure already. So our goal is to have an offering for our clientele to be able to come into the structure and not have to leave if they don't want to.
And we've got, so we'll show you the space. We have a coffee and juice bar planned, and also a tap room, so that both of those, like Drew was just saying, you can, once you get here, you're inside the building. If you don't want to leave until you go to work the next day, all of those amenities will be, here for you.
This will be part of that third phase. This is one of the stretches of the school that doesn't have a second floor above it. So this, along with the gym, will stretch into
So the gym will be split in half. The half that we're standing in right now, we're going to have a local brewer is putting a tap room in here. They're going to be able to utilize what was the existing kitchen. So they'll be using this as, so they already have an established brewery and bar right now. What they want to do is a satellite tap room. Okay, so they'll basically just be bringing their beer to here and have it set up. So they don't need a whole lot of space. So that'll be their prep area, tap room area, and then this would be seating for that. And it's kind of cool too, because our hope with that is obviously to offer it to the residents of the building, but also to the public. And so this lends itself well because this will become an entrance from the outside of the building. So if you don't live in the building, you can come in through here. We'll have this be a hallway into the tap room, and then the rest of the building, the rest of it will be secure. If you live in here and you come in, then the public can't go out into the rest of the building.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then that side, both the stage and the gym will be a fitness center for residents.
Awesome.
Yep. So the majority of the parking, where you parked out front, we're going to try to eliminate that because we have enough parking out back. But there's entrances to the building everywhere. So if your apartment happened to be here, you've got a closed entrance. If it was on the other side, you got a lot of different entrances to the building.
So you're going to take that whole back area and just make that complete parking lot then?
Yeah, so this is parking, that's parking up by that gray house, and then can't see it too much now, but there's another parking lot to the right of us. So I think we have, I want to say there's like 120 spots maybe total.
Yep.
Our way off dream is also, once we're done with the building, is to develop a little bit in front of it as well. We do a nice job in Elmira of fixing up stuff, but we also need some new construction. And so we've got, I think the building sits on like 4 acres. So it'd be nice to maybe do some town housing or something like that along 2nd Street. But that's 3-4 years out, so. The district does a great job, well, any school district does a great job of keeping up on that. So we have good records of all their abatement that they've done, and then we hired, I'll show you this room as well. We hired a company out of Binghamton to certify the existing asbestos survey, and then we'll have a company out of Syracuse that'll come in during our demo phase and take out anything that needs to be taken out. Yep.
That's, I know schools are usually pretty good about that.
Yeah, yep. So this is another layout. This will be the bathroom for this apartment. That'll be the bedroom. This is a kitchen island area, and then that'll be a living room. Most of these, so this room is taped out, and the other room that we showed you was between 700 and 800 square foot. So pretty decent size, 1-bedroom apartment.
Very cool.
So then we were telling you when we were downstairs that our hope is to have access for every apartment to have some kind of outside space that's within the building. So on the downstairs, we can show you both the downstairs and upstairs ones through here. So our hope is to be able to have all the downstairs apartments have space. You're not scared of heights, right? Okay.
Valid question to ask.
So we showed you a couple of those front areas that are within the property. This would be for all of the inner classrooms, all of those inner apartments. They have doors already set up to come out to here. So this would be an area that we're going to use as another courtyard, another patio space. And then we're going to do decking. So this, where we just came out, that'll be a door entrance to the rooftop. And then we'll have decking on that section for anybody that's on the 2nd level. We have done, being a school, it is pretty soundproof already. We've noticed some areas while we've been in here, but each one of the rooms will be furred out and sheetrocked. So you're gonna have basically a new build within that room. The reason for that is because all of this is block. So to go through that for plumbing and electric would be a nightmare. So we'll just build out within each of the rooms. So that's gonna be another layer of soundproofing and insulation. So hopefully with that, together. All of the construction of the floors in here are concrete, so that deadens a lot of the sound. And we did decide, based off of what we saw up at CFA and Corning, that we're going to carpet the corridors. just to kind of take that noise level down a little bit. So
this will be 2 bedrooms between the library and the old computer lab, I think that was over there.
yep.
I think this space is kind of cooler because this is got the highest ceilings other than the gym on the second floor.
Yep.
They did kind of a raised roof above the main office and that next room to kind of make that look more prominent. So that'll be nice for these 3 apartments here. Another unique piece of the property I think that we haven't discussed is the basement. Another city in itself down there, and with the size of the apartments, having additional storage will be another offering that the tenants will get if they move into a space like this. We're hoping to cage off some of the rooms down there and offer them a little bit of storage space for bicycles or some larger stuff that you might not want to store in your 700 square foot, 800 square foot apartment.
That's what we've noticed with our other units, is when you have, you know, a 1-bedroom apartment that's at 700 to 800 square foot, yes, you have plenty of space in there, but the storage becomes an issue. When you have 1 or 2 small closets, you know, for an apartment of that size, if you have anything else, then it ends up sitting right there in your apartment. So we have, like Drew was saying, I think there's like 20,000 square foot down in the basement. So it's easy for us to cage off so that anybody renting an apartment would also have basically a storage unit within building. You know, so if you've got, whether it's decorations, whether it's, you know, stuff you're just using seasonally, nice space that's dry, climate controlled, and easy to get to. You don't have to leave to go get it. It's in the building.
Make sure you're following us on all of our socials, as the developers have invited us to follow along on this journey over the next couple of years as they turn this building into affordable housing. For the City of Elmira, I'm Christina Episcopo.